In about 10 minutes, I'm going to be showing you some of the tools that actually useful for me as an analyst. Of course, this is my new role as a data analyst. And if you're out there, you don't know how to get started and you're finding it so difficult to start at all, thinking that you need all of those ambiguous tools such as SQL, Python, Tableau, Power BI, and the rest. I want to tell you that you can actually get started with this simple tool that I'm going to be sharing with you. Recently, I attended a particular interview where, one of those things that gave me an edge in that interview, even though I didn't get to start in that role with that company. And, it wasn't a disadvantage because I can proudly say that those tools were actually the turning point for me in that interview. And it's all about Excel. So please don't go anywhere. I'm going to be sharing with you those tools that actually give me an edge in that particular interview. And these are the tools that I have been using from time to time, and I can say that they are one of my most used tools in this particular role. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Welcome back. The tool I'll be sharing with you, I want you to pay rapt attention because this tool is one of the most widely used tools when it comes to Excel data analysis. And just imagine you wanting to pull from information from a particular Excel sheet and you want to add it to another Excel sheet. It might be actually daunting if you are looking out for those values that you want independently. And that's why this particular tool that we call Vlookup, that's why it's actually a game changer. Now let me show you how you can navigate through Excel worksheets, more than one worksheet now in this case, and pull information from those sheets and then merge it to another sheet. Now here is my Excel. I've actually opened my Excel worksheet, and of course you can see that I have three sheets. I have sheet 1, sheet 2, and I also have sheet 3. Now I'm going to do something very quickly because what I want to do is I have inventory for store B, and I also have inventory for store A. Inventory for store A. Depending on what you want to achieve, but I'll just show you the general way of making use of this particular tool that we call Vlookup. Now, I want to lift this particular information, inventory for store A. This particular column, I want to lift this information, inventory for store A. Then I want to bring it. Let's say, for example, this is a template, and I need to pull those information from store A into this particular column so that I can actually do some other analysis. Now, how do I go about it? If, for example, this code, if you observe, this code is actually the same as the code that you have here, but it is actually possible that the codes are not in the same order. So if I want to merge those information and this code are not in the same order, it becomes a problem. So the last thing I want to do is, especially when I'm dealing with a large amount of data, I don't want to start looking out for each of the values independently. So what do we do? Let me do something now. For example, if this code, if they are not in the same order, let me just rearrange this a little so that you understand what I'm talking about. Now you can see that this particular code 304 is the third code we have here. But if we go to sheet 2, the third code is different. Now if I want to lift this information and merge it to that one, it will be very, very difficult for me to start looking out for those values one after the other. The first thing you look out for is a common column between the two tables that you want to merge. Now I found a common column that is actually what I will use in merging the two tables together. And you need to be very careful because whatever column that you are using must actually be a unique one. It must be a unique column. Now let's go ahead and use that tool that I'll call Vlookup to merge these two tables. Now how do we go about it? I want to lift it and bring it down here. So the first thing I do is I will go to the table I want to lift information from. Then I will highlight. Now after highlighting, I'll come down here. I can name it whatever I want to name it, but just name it in a way that you can recall the name that you use in naming that table. So I can say, let me say store A. That's the name of, then I press enter. That's the name of that table. Then I'll go to the table I want to lift it and insert that information to. Don't forget I'm lifting from sheet 2, which is information about store A. Then I want to copy the information, merge it together with that of sheet 2. Under which column? Under inventory. So let me say I want to put it here. So I'll just type equals, then VLOOKUP. Then I want to use this item code as a reference. Remember, we said there must be a common, factor that you're using to merge the two tables. Now, this item code is a column that is unique to the two tables. So we are using this to merge. So I'll just select any of them. Since I'm looking up for this value in this table. So what I do is, then what we need to do is I just type equals to, then VLOOKUP. Automatically it will pop up. Type equals to VLOOKUP. Then click on it. Then don't forget we said there must be a common column to the two tables that you're trying to merge. In this case, we're using item code as our reference. So I'll just click the reference, then comma. You can see that you already have the option and the order in which you need to enter those information. And the table array is the name of the table that that we used earlier. And in this case, we said store. Once you start typing, it will pop up the option. Then you can click store A, then comma. Now the next thing now is the column index number. So what does this column index number mean? Go back to that sheet that you're trying to look up value from. Column index number is talking about the column that you want to merge, or the column that you are interested in getting information from. What number is that column? And if you look at it, this is A. We also have column B, we have C and D. So we're interested in information from column D. So that means the index number will be 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because from A to D, when you number, D will be number 4. So we go back to sheet 1, then we put 4. And the next thing is the range of the lookup. So once you put comma, is that if you choose true, that means you're interested in getting approximate match. It might not be exactly, the same as the code that you have in the table you're looking up value from. But if we choose false, that means that it must be exactly the same. Then you click false. Then we can close that bracket, click enter. So if you go back there, this value tallies with the value that you have in the other table. Now don't forget, here we have VFG0304 as the third code that we have here. If you go here, we have a different code there. So all you need to do now is, now that you've been able to insert your VLOOKUP in the first cell, then just drag it down. Automatically, that particular formula will be applied to all the other column, all the other cells that you have there. And you can see it. Now the question now is, we have some of the cells where we have not available. What that only means is that if you go to the sheet that you're lifting up those values from, it means that those codes, they are not actually present. And that's why you're having not available. And that takes me to the next tool that I want to expose you to. Instead of you having not available, the right to have in those cells would have been maybe a 0 or just a dash. Now, how do we now format this such that we don't have not available? It's very simple. So what you just need to do is, there's a function we call if statement. Every language, every analysis tool that, or most of them that you will come by, they actually have what we call conditional formatting. And Excel is not actually left out when it comes to conditional formatting. So in this case now, all you need to do is make use of this conditional statements. So instead of you having VLOOKUPs, we start with if. So we are seeing that what happens if the value is not available. You can see if not available. So just select that. So if the value is not available, then you put the function you want to, you want to run, which is the VLOOKUP function like we did earlier. Now close this bracket, then just before the bracket I just put a comma and put 0. So what we are saying is that if while trying to look up the value from the table that you're interested in, if that value is not actually available on that table, then return 0. So if you run this, all of this not available, it actually turns to 0. So let's just hit enter. So the first one exists, then you can drag it down. So all those not available will become 0 automatically. Can you see? And this dash means that it is not available. So it makes it neater rather than just making it so ambiguous. And you can see that it's quite easy to comprehend, and it's a very easy way of handling your data when it comes to Excel. This is just a tip of the iceberg. I'll also be coming your way with some other very insightful and interesting, tools to use when it comes to Excel data analysis. I tell you, you don't want to miss it. Excel is a tool that is actually easy and is all encompassing for anyone to use. So if you are a data analyst or you are an enthusiast in the data analytics field, I want to tell you that this is where you should stick to. Please don't forget to hit the like button if this video has actually been a blessing to you, and also don't forget to subscribe. Also don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you'll be among the first of people to get notified as soon as insightful videos such as this one comes your way. Till I come your way next time, bye bye.